Good morning. My name's Michelle. I'm with Olive and 2U Studios. I'm here typically every Saturday morning at 9:30 Eastern Time. If you haven't already done so, I'd like to invite you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be sure that you get all the notifications. We had a little of an interesting start this morning, had a little problem with our audio at the last minute, and I thought I was going to have to open a brand new stream, and I didn't have to do that. I was able to come back to this one. So thanks to you who are here live that were paying attention to that and ready to jump over to a new stream. I appreciate it. Whether you're watching live this morning, our Yarna user here, or whether you're watching later at another time, welcome to you for sure. I'm feeling all the cozy vibes today. Feeling all the cozy vibes. It is actually chilly up here in the studio. There are over 10 inches of snow on the ground right now here in Maine. And just before I popped up the steps to come to the studio, I noticed that it was coming down again. It's so beautiful and silent at the moment. It's quiet and it's this beautiful powdery snow. But we know that snow is not always powdery and wonderful, but for right now, it is. Good morning, Lori Ann. And I see Julie here and Diane and Tracy and Deborah and others. Good morning, Katrin. Good morning, Renee is here. It's so good to see everybody today. So I've got my cup of tea going on this morning, and this was actually a scarf that I picked up at Kitchen Coos and Use on our most recent trip to Scotland with our Yarn at Use. And I'm feeling all the cozy vibes because of the snow, and it's December and the holidays are right around the corner. Check out my snowman over here, my snowman and my little Christmas arrangement here in the studio. But I'm looking ahead to January. Do you know what January is? If you're a knitter or a crocheter, or you do any kind of stitching, I am over the moon about January. January is Selfish Knitting Month. Every year it comes around, and we have begun a tradition here at Olive and 2U Studios. And I have to say, I'm like over the moon excited today about all the things on the horizon for our Yarn to Use and Olive and 2U Studios and all the cool things happening. And the first thing that I'm super excited about is our January Selfish Knitting Month Cozy Box. This is the second year that we are doing this, and I'm really delighted. The one this year is going to be even better than the one last year, because the one this year is going to include a free pattern, and you're going to get the yarn to make at least 2 of the free pattern in it. Our theme is snow and ice. Wonder why snow and ice might have been on my mind. So whether you're in a wintry destination with a winter wonderland landscape out your window, or maybe you're in Florida or the southern states and you don't get so much snow, but maybe your mind is kind of in that wintry landscape, or you enjoy that, then this box is definitely for you. You could even look at it as a tropical dream in terms of, if you don't get that snow, it's something that you could think about. So snow and ice is the theme for the January Selfish Knitting Cozy Box. And part of the reason is because that's the best time to get cozy. I have so enjoyed these last several days of knowing that it's freezing cold outside. It was actually -1 the other day here in Bridgeton, and really cold. But I love the idea of it being cold and snowy and beautiful out the windows. And I've got a stew bubbling on the stove and some bread baking in the oven. And I'm sitting and knitting and having a really good cuppa and getting all cozy. And that's like my favorite time of year. So far, many of you know that we moved from Florida to Maine this year. And it's been an interesting adventure to see like how we feel about all the seasons as they turn up, and we see the seasons change and get to experience that more so than in Florida. And I said to my husband the other day, I said to Jim, I think I was built for this weather. There's something that just feels right in my bones about this weather. So I think our cozy knitting box is going to give you those same wonderful vibes. So let's talk for a quick minute about what you're going to get in that box, because I know some of you have already ordered. So good on you for being one of the first ones to get it ordered. Some of you may be on the fence. The link is actually down below in the show notes, so you're able to get that ordered today. So what you're going to get is a beautiful box all about you. You're going to get 2 hanks of our DK weight yarn in 2 different colorways. One is going to be a very neutral, very plain colorway. The other one's going to have much more color on it. And the reason is because of the pattern that we've selected for the box. It's going to fit perfectly like chef's kiss with the pattern. So you're going to get 2 hanks of our DK weight yarn. You get to choose between our Plato yarn, which is a merino nylon blend, or our Homer, which is merino cashmere and nylon and MCN. You get to choose which of those you prefer. You're also going to get that free pattern. You'll be able to click the scan code and get to the free pattern, designed once again by our friends at M&M So Charming. Marjorie Millay is the designer of this, and it's one that she designed just a little bit ago with us in mind, and it is cool, and it fits right with our theme. It is perfect. And once again, as before, this will be one pattern, but they actually have a collection around this stitch motif. So you'll be able to add to your collection if you fall in love with the basic pattern, which with the stitch motif. And I think you're going to love it. So you're going to get that pattern, and then you're going to get all kinds of goodies all about you, all about keeping you cozy during January. Maybe, all the things that keep you cozy and fun. So it's going to be all about you. We will fill it to the brim with all kinds of goodies. So you do not want to miss out on the January selfish knitting box, the cozy box. I will tell you that this pre-order is only going to be open until Wednesday. That is a hard deadline that I've been given so that we can get it shipped out to you mid-January. So you've got plenty of time in January to open it up and enjoy Selfish Stitching Month. So that hard deadline is Wednesday. So the link is right down below so you can get your cozy box all ordered. You can do it, put it away, and you know that you're going to be completely ready for Cozy Stitching Month, Selfish Stitching Month, Selfish Knitting Month. Can I talk this morning? My excitement just has me busting out all over. Well, let's be fair. My excitement and the whole audio debacle just before I went live. So Renee's asking me, how fun is the pattern a mystery, a surprise? It is a surprise, but I will tell you that it is one that fits in perfectly with the theme. And I don't want to give it away, because if I give away the name, you might suss it out. And I don't want you to suss it out because it's fun to have a surprise. But I will tell you, it's not like one of the mystery knit-alongs. I know there's been a lot of conversation lately about mystery knit-alongs. The good news is once you get the box, you'll be able to scan the code and get to the free pattern. If you decide you don't like that free pattern, you can absolutely use that yarn for something else. You'll have 2 hanks of DK weight yarn, so you can absolutely use it for something else if you so choose to do that. So it's not like a mystery where you have to start it and you don't really know the progression or where it's going. You'll be able to see it when you get your box, make a decision, and move on from there. Hey, more yarn is never a bad thing. How many times do we draw on our stash for projects that we decide to do on the fly, or projects that we just don't want to go buy more yarn for specifically? So you'll have 2 hanks of DK weight yarn in your choice of base, either Homer or Plato, and then you can decide once you get the box what to do with that. And then you can just stash the pattern, and maybe the pattern will be more appropriate for you at a different time. So I think you're going to love it. I'm very excited about it. I've been busting out all over here at the house about it this week. I'm just in a really good mood about all the fun things coming up, and I don't want you to miss out, because what so often happens almost every time we do a box is, for whatever reason, maybe somebody doesn't see it, or they are kind of on the fence and decide not to go with the box, and then we ship them out. Or even before we ship them out, they're like, oh, do you have an extra after the listing's gone off, and we don't typically dye extras. We typically dye the amount for the box, and then we don't have an extra, and somebody feels sad that they got left out. So that actually happened recently with our Northwoods Harbor box. So you don't want to have that happen. It's always a good idea to go ahead and get it ordered. You're going to love it. Everybody loved it last year, and I'm seeing more orders coming in, more people hopping on that bandwagon. So maybe we'll do a fun little additional stitching event with it. I don't know, because it's cozy. It's January, makes you want to be cozy. So yeah, we'll see what happens along those lines, but order your box now so you are ready for Selfish Knitting Month in January. Thanks, Kim. She says she loves my scarf. I do too. And I was trying to be cozy because when I first got to the studio this morning, did I mention this? It was in the 50s. So I had the heater on, got a bit warmer, but I turned the heater off because I didn't want the noise during the live, but I'm just getting ready for the cozy box. I want to be all cozy. So I'm very, very excited about that. Now, we definitely have more to get to today. We have a winner for the Sankaku Knit Along. Our winner is going to get a $75 gift card from the shop, and I'm going to announce that a little bit later in the podcast. Right now, I want to talk for a few minutes about our Northwoods Harbor box. Those shipped out. They had beautiful things in them. And I had the wonderful opportunity this week to sit down with Kim of Perry Home Naturals. She owns Perry Home Naturals, which is the business that we used many of her goodies for the box. This was her Seaside Dreams room and linen spray. And if you looked at your newsletter this morning, you'll see the sheepy sachets. They're filled with lavender. And she created this particular stamp specifically for the yarn I use. We were the first ones to get it. Last I knew, they haven't even hit her shop yet. We're the only place to get these for the time being. They will eventually hit her shop. She loved the sheep as much as I did. And these are actually available right now in the shop, but they too are going fast. You can snag a pair of these. I'll talk about that more in just a minute. But right now, I'm going to share with you my sit down with Kim from Perry Home Naturals. We had a great time. We had too much fun. We cut up a little bit. So I'll show you that. Hi, everybody, and welcome to this segment of the podcast. Hold on. I made a mistake. Let me fix that. I'm here today with a very special guest. Kim Napolitano is with me today. Welcome,
Hello.
Kim.
Hello.
Kim is the maker behind Perry Home Naturals, and I am pleased to say that she is one of the first people that I was so privileged to meet here in Maine. I know. I was like, make the words come out, Michelle. Make the words come out.
Words are important.
She has this awesome business named, as I mentioned, Perry Home Naturals, and she actually hosted an open studio at her studio. So me, being all nosy about all the handmade things, decided that I had to go. And I was so very glad that I did. And in the end, it turned out it was kind of like an experiment in like, what is it? Everybody's connected 6 degrees or something.
Yeah.
In the end, it turned out that she is connected to the church that Jim and I attend, and or had a connection to it, and is good friends with a lot of people that we go to church with. So go figure, small world,
Very
even
small
here
world.
in Maine.
Yep.
So I was completely and utterly enamored with Kim's products. And I know some of you, since I've been kind of dropping little hints about Perry Home Naturals, have been looking on her website. And some of you may be enamored with her products as well. If you received the Northwoods Harbor box, which just shipped a couple weeks ago, then you will know all about Perry Home Naturals, because Kim is the maker behind some of these amazing goodies that you received in the box. Yes, those hands and that machine. What is your sewing machine's name?
Which one?
Samantha.
Oh, Samantha is the beast.
She's the beast.
She's my big beast. I actually modified her myself.
Woo!
I don't want to get into all the technical, but I modified her so she could handle stitching the ends of the balsam pillows, because they tend to be fluffier. So putting those through the
is that a technical term, fluffier?
Yes.
Okay, it's a technical term. So we're going to go real quickly through the goodies that you received in your Northwoods Harbor box. And then we're going to talk with Kim a little bit about about the additions that she made to the box. So if you received it, you received these 2 beautiful colors of yarn to make your clam digger hat that the pattern was included in the box. That hat was actually designed by Marjorie Millay of M&M So Charming. You all know Mary and Marjorie Millay. And so you've got 2 gorgeous yarns dyed by Sherry and Terry, and I am completely and utterly enamored with them. This is why I always get the yarn, because I always love it.
I love how everyone's names rhyme and have such awesome alliteration. I just want to throw that out.
We did that all on purpose.
That's amazing. Like I don't.
We're so
you're magical.
talented
Magical.
at Olive and 2U Studios. What can I say?
Absolutely.
They all know that.
It's amazing.
All right, so let's get to the other items in the box as well. Of course, you received this amazing mousse pom-pom maker from Ann Michael of Twin Mommy Creations. I love it so much because it's so evocative of Maine. And I'm not ashamed to say that Kim squealed when she saw it today.
I did. I was like,
ooh,
what's that?
What's that? So there it is, the mousse pom-pom maker with the yarn. Now let's get into these other items from Perry Home Naturals, because one of the first things I did when Jim and I started visiting Maine was I quickly fell in love with these sachets. Yeah. I'm sad to say that yours were not the first I encountered. I know, right?
In Maine?
In Maine. And I bought a ton of them.
Wow.
And they're all over my house. I love them because of the balsam fir smell.
Yeah.
Again, so evocative of Maine. And so this is what Kim and I decided on, was a pine tree, because hello, Maine. And then because we are knitters and stitchers of all sorts, Kim actually designed these just for us. Now, these are going to be available on your website later, right?
Yep.
But they were to Olive and 2U Studios customers first. These great little sheepy sachets that are filled with lavender and are perfect for putting in your project bags or in your knit goods or crocheted goods, hopefully to keep the little beasties away, right?
Absolutely.
So can't make any guarantees, but lavender is known to help with that. Yes. So these are of the smaller size. Look at those sheep. Does it look like any of you? Any of you? EWE? I love it, right?
That was awesome.
I love it. Kim worked really hard to find just the perfect design for this and to create that for us. So I love these so much, and they smell so lavendery.
Yeah.
Very calming. If you don't want to put it in your project bags, you can just sniff it and be calmed.
You can.
I love it so much.
If you need several,
like
if your work is stressful,
sniff them all day.
Sniff them, just keep them under, your bosses. I'm sure your bosses are wonderful, but like if they're not, you just walk around to your next boss meeting, be like, yeah, I can handle that for you.
I can do that for you.
And just go back to your desk, stick it in your desk drawer. Anyway.
And the last item that was included from Perry Home Naturals in your box was the Seaside Dreams room spray, which that's a really generous bottle. That's a good,
I think it's 2 ounces.
Good size bottle, a 2-ounce bottle. I have some of her room sprays here at my house, and I now have her sachets at my house as well. I love it all. So I want to talk a little bit about your products. First of all, how did you get into doing this? Like, what's the story behind Perry Home Naturals?
I'll give you the short
the
form,
Reader's Digest condensed
because
version.
we could be here. You know how much I talk. So when so I'm a former educator and a former a lot of things. I've had a lot of careers,
including in radio.
Yes, correct. When my daughter was really, really small, I mean, like I left teaching. My husband and I decided that the better person to stay home would be me, because I don't need a bell schedule. He really needs that, and that's fine. So when she was really tiny, I taught high school. So little kids and infants, nothing about it. And she was probably 6-7 months old. And like, they do things. I don't mean to say that they don't do things. They do a lot of things.
Right.
But I was like, I can't. I need to move. I needed
something to do.
Doing. Yeah. She was actually on my lap, and I decided to start an Etsy shop because I made little tiny sachets just from stuff that was in the yard. I don't mean like random things. I mean like that was in the yard growing, right, and balsam and things like that. And I was like, oh, let me make some Christmas presents. And that's actually how it started.
Wow.
So then she started doing a lot of things because she started walking at 9 months old. I didn't know that was going to happen. She stopped napping.
You didn't predict that?
No, nothing. So my business has grown slowly over time, which is what I wanted. And
how long have you been in business?
Technically, let's see, Veronica's 16 and a half, a long time, 16 years.
Yeah.
Wow. But it was under a different name. It used to be called Winter Solstice Dreams,
Okay.
but I felt like it was a lot. So I went back into teaching and missed my business. So I rebranded in 2015 while I was still teaching, which if anyone out there owns their own business and has rebranded or knows somebody, we like need a support group because
That's
rebranding is so difficult. So I wanted to make it more connected to where I was living at the time, which we lived in a different part, not far from here, but like a different house. And I was like, Perry Home Naturals. And I went through, 20 billion names. And that's
Because
the
your
one that's
husband's
done.
last name is
Correct.
Perry.
Right.
Right.
And mine was Napolitano Perry. I hyphenated, but I just recently, not because of anything horrible.
Nothing
I just
bad.
want to keep things simple for passports and license,
Yeah.
and, all the things. So I dropped the hyphen, which is weird. It feels weird still, but it's all mine.
Yeah.
So,
It's all your
yeah.
business.
Yep.
Very, very cool business. And you are
Thank you.
part of Maine Made.
Yes.
Which
Have been since the beginning.
is
Yep.
a large association for folks that have small businesses here in Maine and make their products in Maine.
Correct.
It's like it does what it says on the
Yep.
tin.
And they're awesome, awesome folks to work
Awesome
with. I
folks.
love every single
At
thing
Maine
about it.
Made.
Yep.
So tell us what we need to know about these products, how to best use them, what are things that we should know about them, what can you share with us?
So I will say, if you're going to keep moths away, your lavender is the best bet because lavender has listen, I don't know the magic involved, why moths are like, no, I don't want to go near that, but they don't. In the same vein, mice don't like peppermint.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be
Good to
something
know.
else I'm working on. A sort of
Oh, look, she dropped
mice
hints too.
I did, like a rodent repellent. I
Mhm.
just don't like that name because
Right,
it sounds
yeah.
weird.
Mm.
But anyway, they don't like peppermint. Moths don't like lavender.
Okay.
And it's been used for lavender sachets have been used for centuries to make things smell a little better, to keep moths away. Lavender has amazing relaxation properties. So if you have a little bit of anxiety, it helps. So even when I'm working with, because I work with a lot of lavender at a time, I do get sleepy. And I have to make sure that I take breaks because
It's like one of the perks of the job or one of the downsides of the job. It just depends on what your
Exactly.
needs are.
So that's for that end of things. And I
Okay.
know a lot of knitters. I'm knitter adjacent.
So she keeps saying, I keep saying, we're going to make a knitter out of her.
I've tried. It makes me so crazy. But this yarn, I'm going to do something else. This yarn makes me feel like I could knit.
You could. It's inspiring. It's beautiful yarn.
I would just collect yarn. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Purchasing yarn and using yarn, as our folks will tell you, are two distinct and different craft
same
hobbies.
with fabric.
Yeah.
I'm like that with fabric.
Same thing.
So when just a side note, what I do, this is linen. It's a linen cotton blend. It's called Essex linen, and I absolutely love it. It takes the ink really nicely.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had this stamper made, I wanted it to be, super special, but also like I like the curlies.
Yes.
But I'd use a very specific fabric ink to make those things. So that's just a side crafter note.
Right.
And then I heat seal them and I hand stamp each one, or I hand
deal.
stamp each one. Then I heat seal it. I don't do it in reverse.
Right.
The applique sachets.
I love that
So,
with the tartan on it.
yeah.
Did you notice the tartan plaid? Oh,
this is actually an organic Lisbon brushed cotton.
I love it.
And I can't get it anymore. That fabric is out of print completely. So you cut like the last
We got the
batch.
last of it.
You really did. Again, Essex linen. And I make all the appliques myself. So we're talking, huge batches of fabric, and then I use an interface and I hand make all the appliques too. So I do a lot of work.
Amazing. Lots of stitching going on.
Yes.
What can you tell us about this? How best to use this? This is a great scent. Seaside Dreams. So evocative of the Maine shoreline. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I grew, okay, is it okay to say where I grew up?
Yeah.
Originally. So I originally grew up in New York, and going to the beach when I was a kid. And I wanted to capture what it smelled like going, like putting suntan lotion on and things like that. So that's where this is. I make this with coconut, vanilla, and lemongrass. So lemongrass is essential oil, the coconut and the vanilla are fragrance oils. And I blend them all together. And this is how I make my seaside dreams because it smells. I'm not going to give the ratios out.
Right.
That's like top company secrets.
Yes.
We don't do that. But you give it a good shake every time because oil and water don't mix, but we make them mix. And then you can spray it on your linens. I have a very close friend who, she's so funny. She uses them as a perfume. I do not suggest that.
So like sprays it and walks into it?
Yeah. But she sometimes don't put it on your skin. It's not.
Don't do that.
Skin. Put it on your clothing. Actually, perfume even lasts longer if you put it on your clothing instead of your skin. Right. So that's what I would recommend if you really like the smell like she does. And she just like, she it smells so good. So this is one of my top smellers.
Okay.
Top sellers. I have a hard time keeping that in stock.
And it's not included in your box, but I want to mention one of your other scents.
Yeah.
And it's the one that has to do with the year of your birth.
Oh, October 74.
October 74. Tell us a little bit about that scent, just because I love the story behind it.
Oh,
I like that it's so personal.
It is.
And yet it's an item that you offer for sale.
It's a little self-centered, but that's okay. I'm here for it.
You do own the business. I'm just saying.
That's true. So October 24th, 1974 is when I was born. I like all things. This is such a contrast to like this, like cute little sheep, little yarn, and moose. This is a contrast because I really like everything that's spooky.
Mm-hmm.
I like everything paranormal,
mm-hmm.
but not like I'll watch horror, but it's not like the gross.
Yeah,
not like slasher, nasty.
Not hacker.
No. That's just no. But ghosts, I'm all about it. So what I tried to capture, and that's a lot of people ask, like, how do you come up with these blends? This is how. I wanted to capture what it smelled like, and I sometimes like synesthesia, right? What it smells like that time of year for me. And so I came up with October 74. And that took me a year and a half to build that scent. So it's a combination of, well, I'll say what it smells like because people get weird when I say this particular essential oil. It's earthy, woody, dark, but not dark like dark. It's just like what October looks like at around 6 o'clock. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Outside. So it's all of those different things, but it's a little mossy too, because I use patchouli, which is actually little something for everyone out there. Patchouli is used in a lot of very commercial perfumes.
Really?
Yes.
It's 100%. A very earthy, woodsy scent, right?
Yeah. And it's got some, like, it layers really well with other things like cinnamon, like clove, but there's a lot of top-notch perfumeries that use that. And to be a perfumer, you really need to know what you're doing.
Right. Exactly.
So I don't claim to be a perfumer. I'm just saying I do deep dives into research.
Yes.
Yeah.
Research.
That's my disclaimer. So I use patchouli, cedarwood, and clove.
Oh yeah. I can imagine.
I'm forgetting
and I did smell it. It was awesome.
I love it. I love
it. So
you
have seen a synesthesia as well.
Yes.
That's something that she and I have in common. If you've been watching very long, you probably know that I too have synesthesia. So we have a lot of connection. Yeah. It's kind of been an interesting thing. And it's always great to meet another business owner who's passionate about running their business with integrity and doing all the research and making great products for their customers. I love that about what you do. It resonated strongly with me. And I thought you all at home would appreciate getting to know Kim as well. Now, she does have a fantastic website. I'll make sure that it's down below in the show notes. It's been in the show notes a couple times previously, I think. And so you definitely want to check her out online. If this whet your appetite at all, and how could it not? So if you
can't eat them though.
No, you can't.
Like
eat
not
them.
that kind of appetite.
No.
Scent.
Let's be clear.
Scent appetite.
Let's be clear. Yes. Let's be clear.
We have insurance. We don't want to eat.
So if you receive the Northwoods Harbor box, you should have already received that in the mail. I think it's safe to say that you can probably look for more collaborations in the future from Kim and I. We've been talking and working on some things and have some things in mind. So Kim is probably, you're going to see her a little bit more potentially, which I'm very excited about.
I'm excited about
Me
it
too. all the things. It's always fun to work with other business owners. So I'm really glad that you shared about your products and all the hard work that you put in. I have to say, I love walking into your studio because it smells so good. The day that I was there, she had this huge box out. I imagine it lives in her studio, full of balsam fir clippings, because that's what goes inside these sachets. And I love them so much. It's so Maine, and you do such incredible craftsmanship, and they're just totally beautiful. They all have a little tag on the back so you can remember the name, Perry Home Naturals. And definitely check out our website. Go ahead and follow her social media. I'll make sure that all that is down below. Kim, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
And you're awesome. And we look forward to seeing more of you in the future.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, that was my time with Kim. You can tell that we had a little too much fun in the studio, maybe. So definitely some things on the horizon between Kim and I with our two businesses. This was the balsam fir sachet that appeared in the Northwoods Harbor box, the large one with the tartan right there. I love it. And she mentioned that we got the last one. So again, these are available right now on the website. The link is down below in the show notes. They're going pretty quickly. I have a limited number. They're on pre-order technically, but that's only because she's working on them this weekend. They'll ship to us in Florida on Monday, and then we'll turn right around and get them out to you. But they are in progress. They're not like way out there for months or anything. They're in progress. You get to choose your color of ink between two. We're offering you a pine color, which is a deep green color, and then a sweet plum, which is a purple, because we know how our yarn like purple. These are stamped in black, but you're going to get a pair. So they do smell of lavender. It's just the right amount. And for reference, she didn't mention this because as fun as she is, she's very humble. Perry Home Naturals is in over 135 shops all across New England. 135 shops all across New England. So she's been very busy. She's very successful. And I was delighted to bring her goodies to Olive and 2U Studios as a Maine maker, as a woman-owned small business. So she appreciates your support. I'll make sure that the link is down below in the show notes for that. But I'm so glad that you got to meet in some way, shape, or form Kim from Perry Home Naturals. So thanks for being here for that. Renee says she is ready for selfish knitting. She's ordered her box. The orders have been coming in. I think some of you were listening while you were ordering. So that's a good use of time. I like it. So happy, Renee, that you got that ordered. Speaking of ordering, I want to mention really quick, we are back to doing some features in the Yarn to Use. And you might recall, features are a lot of fun. They typically involve items that we have curated in sets together. Sometimes it's items that are not even available on the website, but that we've pulled from other projects and things like that, other kits that we've had in the past, or one-of-a-kind yarns or things like that. And then we curate them into a feature. And then the deal with features is when you order one, sometimes you get something extra and sometimes you don't. Sometimes that extra is an extra 100-gram hank of yarn. Sometimes it's a singular stitch marker. Sometimes it's a notion or something in between. And we have a feature on the website right now called Bag a Snow Day. And I thought I'd show it to you really quickly. Now I'm going to tell you before I show it to you, right now on the live, the link is down below in the show notes for Bag a Snow Day. This kind of came about because of the snow day that we had this week. And I've been going through some yarn and some things here. And I found this beautiful Tennyson DK yarn. You're not being able to see the color very well. It is a legacy colorway, Queen of Tarts in Tennyson DK, which has these beautiful nylon neps. It's kind of tweedy, very much like what I'm wearing. What I'm wearing right now, my Raquel jumper. I'll take my big old cozy scarf off. This was knit in Tennyson DK as well. So it's tweedy, almost looks like a Donegal tweed, but it's not technically a Donegal tweed, but it has the nylon neps in it. This is my Raquel jumper. So this is the Tennyson DK. And this feature it's a big feature, but you might get something really cool extra. I'll be shipping this directly from Maine. You're going to get 3 hanks of Queen of Tarts in this beautiful colorway. And this Diana Couture bag, and it's kind of big. I love this bag. It says, "My llama don't like you, and she likes everyone." Diana Couture has been around quite a while doing bags. This was a bag from my stash that I've never, ever used. I picked it up at a fiber show some time ago. It's been protected in a bin. It's large. That's the bottom. It's got a nice big gusseted side, so it opens up. It has snaps on the outside, and it has this roomy space inside with pockets. It is a big bag. I should have put some things in it, but it is, and it's got this neat little strap. Great project bag, great treat for yourself or a fiber bestie. It's available as a feature right now. The link is down below. There's only one of these sets. Only one of these sets, and you're getting a decent discount. Features often come with good discounts. You're getting a discount on that. That was not an inexpensive bag, let me tell you, if you know anything about Diana Couture bags. So I'll be shipping it directly from the studio here in Maine, and I've got a plan for the little extra maybe in that. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. So I'll just leave this off for now. So you can snag it right now down below. The link is there and available to you. Okay. I want to roll with whips right now, just before we do the prize announcement for the Sankaku knit along. We have just a few whips today because I knew that this was going to be a bit of a long podcast, so I didn't want to add too many whips. So let's take a look and see what you all have been stitching up. All right, now keep in mind, typically for the whips, down below in the show notes, you can find the links to the patterns if it's easily found. I typically look on Ravelry and that sort of thing. So if I was able to locate the pattern, it will be down below. Kim Jackson, she was working on her Sankaku a couple days ago. She's doing 2 of those. She says she's got the first one on the size 9 needle. Then she started on the second one while the beginning of the pattern was still in her mind. That's smart to take advantage of that freshness when you're working on a pattern. So good progress on that, Kim. Beautiful. It looks great. Next up, Luann Shemp Fulmer. She was finishing up a baby blanket, and then she's working on the Pretty Little KAL by Kimberly Designs in yarn from the Scotland trip. And I failed to put the KAL pattern down below. I'll get that down below because I didn't actually see it. But now that I'm looking at it, I see it. So I'll put that on there. Well done, Luann. Clearly not a monogamous knitter. So kudos to you. I love it. Next up, Gail Paulos. She's working on a blanket. She was finishing up the last panel just a couple days ago. She said her other 5 panels are blocked, and then she's going to block this one. She was going to block it as soon as it was done, wet block it, and then put them together. So that's quite a big pattern she was working on there. Next up, Tish Redden was working on a cross-stitch project. And, you know, here at Olive and 2U, we celebrate all kinds of stitching, whether you're knitting or crocheting or doing cross stitch or slow stitching or punch needle or anything at all. We like to celebrate that. So she said, can you guess what it's going to be? Looks like a menorah to me. And we know that Hanukkah is soon right around the corner. Cindy Harrison, she divided her sleeves on her beautifully basic tee. Well done, Cindy. You're well on your way. You'll be done with that in no time. And then Terry Turner. Terry is one half of Lonesome Pine Yarn Works, who dye exclusively for Olive and 2U Studios. She was finishing up a granny stripe crochet blanket for her granddaughter, and her granddaughter had asked her for her very own colorway. And I want to say they may have named it Family. And I think that's so special because her granddaughter knew that she was a dyer of yarn. And so that's pretty cool. I love it. So those are the whips for today. So, you know, the rules for our knit alongs mean that you don't have to have a finished object, because I don't like to require anything that I'm not fully capable of. And I'm not always capable of having an FO in the time that we do for our knit alongs. But you did need to use Olive and 2U yarn and at least kind of get started on it and post your progress pictures. And so many of you did that. I know we've got some finished Sankakus and we've got some still in progress. So kudos to you. It's a great, great project for Christmas or the holidays. I've got the pattern right here. Let me put this to the side. Got all the things up here today. So this was the pattern. It's kind of a hybrid between a KAL and a shawl. And you've heard me say before, and I'll repeat it again, that I love it because it does get joined in the round, which means it doesn't fall off your shoulders. So the link to the Sankaku is down below in the show notes. So if you're interested in starting one, you can do that. But right now, we're going to talk about who gets the $75 gift card to the shop. The winner was randomly selected, and the winner can look forward to finding this gift card in their email. It will be an emailed gift card for $75. And the winner is, dun, 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 Becky Brown. Congratulations, Becky, on winning that gift card to the shop. I'll make sure that you get that this weekend. So let's all give a round of applause to Becky. So happy for her. She's been a Yarny U for quite a long time and traveled with us to Scotland. So I hope that that helps her maybe with some of her Christmas knitting or holiday knitting, or maybe for some of her gift giving. So congratulations to Becky for that. All right. Let's see what's up next. Let me tell you really quickly about a couple other things in the shop that are available right now and in your newsletter. We don't often open our clubs, and we've decided to go ahead and get 2 of our clubs opened going into the new year. So if you get in the club in the next few days, your first shipment will be in January. The first of those clubs is the Socksy U Club. Now, the links are down below for this as well, and also in your newsletter. Socksy U, if you love to knit socks, or even if you just love shawls, it's a great little club because every month you get a brand new colorway delivered to your door along with a mini. And you can choose whether you want fingering, that would be a twain set, or if you, twain and Alcott, or if you'd prefer DK, that would be Plato and our Hawthorne. So you get a coordinating set of a 100-gram hank and a mini every single month delivered to your door, a brand new colorway. And Sherry and Terry do a fantastic job with dyeing up that yarn. Now, I get emails periodically throughout the year. Can I get in to your Socksy U Club, your sock club? And typically it's closed, but it is open for a short time right now. So again, I recommend you go ahead, get on the stick and get in that club. You can always cancel at any time, but it gives you a chance to get brand new color every single month delivered to your door. And then another club that gets you something, a brand new colorway every month, is our Salinger Pop Club. That is a super affordable club. I cannot think of a reason not to do it, which gets you a mini, one of our Salinger minis, every single month. It's a fingering weight mini delivered directly to your door with a coordinating stitch marker. So for $13, you get a mini, you get a coordinating stitch marker, and a brand new colorway that mini is every month delivered directly to your door. It's a great way to see all the inspired colorways that Sherry and Terry can come up with. And it's a lot of fun every single month to see what they have created just for you. See what I did there? Just for you. So Salinger Pop Club, that is open right now as well. You definitely want to get into it. And so you can enjoy color every month. And there's loads of ways you can use your Salinger Pop Club minis. And then, of course, the Socksy U Club. Lorianne is sharing that the Socksy U is a fabulous club. I could not agree more. It's fantastic. And it gets you that smattering of color. So I'm so excited about being able to open the clubs as we slide into the new year. It's kind of a fresh start. It's a great way to look forward to that color, which will brighten up your dreary winter months, the first part of the year, and then going into the rest of the year. It's a lot of fun happening for sure. All right, the Cancer colorways from last week, we've got none of the minis. The minis sold out so fast, and I know some of you missed out and were really sad. I will find out if we're able to offer those again. I'm not really sure if we'll be able to do that. It's difficult for us to always anticipate the amount of response we're going to get to some of those colorways. And we underestimated this particular month for the mini sets. But there are still, I believe, 100-gram hanks of the November 2025 Cancer Awareness Series colorways in the shop, but there are not many of them. Now, very, very soon, the Recipe for Hope is going to be coming out, that pattern by Nancy Victorino, that you'll be able to use next year for sort of a yearly project to use some of those 2025 Cancer Awareness Series colorways so that you can honor or memorialize or remember people or situations in your life that have been touched by cancer. It's a fantastic pattern. It's simple. It's got some neat techniques in it, and it has a way that you can completely customize it to do those remembrances. It's very unique, and it's going to be a good project to do. We're working on a way to give you the ability to maybe fill in some of the holes in your stash with some of those cancer colorways if maybe you didn't jump on those right away when they came out this last year. We want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get those cancer colorways that are based upon the ribbon colors for those cancers as denoted by the American Cancer Society. Somebody said, wow, that sounds like kind of a bummer of a project, but it's not. There's always hope where disease processes are involved. So many of us have been touched by cancer, either personally or with people that we love in our lives. And it's a great way to sort of process that, honor, memorialize, and have a remembrance for that, which I think is important. I'm working on a way that you may be able to participate in a memorial wall on our website to share some of those memories and stories throughout the year. As those colorways have been released, I'm always receiving emails or text messages from folks sharing bits and pieces of their stories and the way that their life has been touched by those particular cancers. And it became apparent to me just a few months into 2025 that it might be important to offer a place for people to share tidbits, share memories, as, again, a way to memorialize. One of the ways that we as humans heal from difficult times in our lives is having the ability to process it and to think about it. And I know for some of you, for me, for sure, personally, this kind of seeing every month the colorways and kind of having that moment to think about it has helped me to process the deaths in my family that were attributed to cancer. I've shared that my sister died at 45 from colon cancer very suddenly. And I've had a grandparent, well, two grandparents, in fact, that passed away from cancer. So it's one of those projects that is not just about the fun, not just about the process, but actually has real meaning and can touch our lives in special ways. So I want to offer the opportunity for you to participate in a memorial wall. I'm working on how that's going to work, and I'm still hoping it's going to work, but that is my plan, and I'll share that as that happens. So many things to share going into the new year. That's why I've just been effervescent the next couple of days about all the things on the horizon, and probably why I haven't yet finished my beautifully basic tea, y'all. And then I want to get started on my Senkaku. So I'm almost there. I was almost there last week, but I'm still doing a little bit more to get down to the ribbing to finish up my beautifully basic tee. And then, of course, I have to do the sleeves in this gorgeous buttered toffee colorway. And then I had spoken last week about, I've got my Senkaku to do, of course. And, but my next sweater is going to be the King Salmon sweater by Caitlin Hunter. And I was really on the fence last week, playing around with what I'm going to use right here as my color, my contrast color, because I'm doing that beautiful pecan or pecan. I have to think about saying it. I'm going to be using that for the main body, and I've decided on a colorway you haven't seen yet. So I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be, but it's going to be high contrast, and I'm looking forward to sharing that. Terry and Sherry are working on that for me, and that will be my next sweater project that I cannot wait to get on the needles. If you're looking for something to do tomorrow, and even if you're not, you should prioritize the next Fiberside chat. Alicia Plummer is going to be the guest, and she's going to be talking about the way fashion and knitting and the stories involved with that, which incidentally goes right along with what I was saying about sort of the way we process and the way we think about the stories and with relationship to cancer. But this is probably a little happier. but Alicia Plummer is going to be there. The link is in the newsletter to register, as well as down below in the show notes when you register. So many of you do remember to do this, and I appreciate it. Where on the drop-down menu, you choose Olive and 2U Studios as your local yarn shop. We make a little bit of money on that, and that helps to support the business, helps us to keep being able to do the things that we love to do, the podcast and the website and all the things that we do at Olive and 2U Studios. So we appreciate your support so much. We appreciate all your support year after year after year. So thank you so much for that. We are headed into our 9th year. 2026 will be our 9th year at Olive and 2U Studios. And that is all down to you, EWE, and YOU, for being there and supporting us through all of the changes, all of the things, all of the transitions in our life. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for being here this morning. I know some of you are heading over to the website right now. Don't forget that feature is available, link down below, or you can just search Bag of Snow Day or maybe just Snow Day and you can find it. Whoever gets that is getting a real treat. And then, of course, the cozy knitting box, the clubs to get into, and grab those last sachets before they're gone for good. All right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the Yarny Use. Take care. Bye.